We're just getting our moments. Oh, slay. Look at this. Look at us girls just working out.
I'm only going to show this hand because all the nails are here.
Okay. Hello, Mind Made Wrongers. I don't think that's our title officially just yet, but hello. How are you guys doing? I'm Steel Maggie. You know me. Of course you do. This is Mind Made Wrong, and I am here with this week's guest. Please introduce yourself. How are you today, Issa Diva?
Hi, everybody. Issa Diva here, your beautiful drag queen. I'm honored to be here with Steel Maggie. Thank you so much for having me on your interview. I've been really looking forward to it.
Yes, I've been really looking forward to you. This whole summer, bitch, where have you been?
I have been in bed, crying, sleeping in, going to work, smoking weed. Just being very unproductive. But it's a good thing that, I'm getting this all out here now because we can talk about those things today.
Très relatable, right? Like, yes, same. So, Issa, tell us where we can find you on social media and the internet.
You can find me on Instagram. I am Issa Diva Queen. That's ISSADIVAQUEEN. I don't have Twitter. My Facebook is still very personal, so that's useless. But you can email me at isadivaqueen@gmail.com. I do enjoy emails.
I do love your emails. I love your correspondence, darling. Yes, and we will repeat that at the end, so stay tuned if you missed it. Okay, Issa, tell us your origin story. Tell us all about how you grew up, how you lived, how you got into drag, and don't forget to mention why. Just kidding.
Yes,
tell us about how you got into entertainment as a career.
My whole life, I've always grown up feeling like I just belonged in front of people's attention and just belonged on stage. I belonged getting people to smile, getting reactions out of people. Like, those are the things that made me like happy as a kid. And growing up, I kind of always, just admired pop stars and female artists. And I always wanted to be something like that and be very dramatic and beautiful on stage. But, being a singer, I didn't really practice my singing. Liking music, I didn't really practice songwriting. I didn't practice songwriting, didn't practice piano playing. So it was really confusing because I knew I was supposed to be somewhere in this industry, but I really didn't know where or how I was going to fit in or be taken seriously. So in 2012, I exposed myself to RuPaul's Drag Race season 4.
Yes.
And that's when
Latrice.
Yes, my exposure to drag was started right there through that show, and it was in 2013 when Miley Cyrus released Bangers. And
it was that long ago?
Yeah, 6 years
ago. No fucking way. Seriously?
Yeah.
Yes.
She released Bangers, and one of the title tracks, Bangers, was the first song I could see myself on stage, dancing my ass off to, getting money, getting people excited, and it just popped in my head
dollars in the panties.
Yeah, what if I were to be a drag queen? But drag wasn't very as mainstream as it is right now, so it was still that taboo idea. I didn't really think I would see that for myself. I just thought I should do something else. No shade to drag, because obviously that's what I'm all about now. But so it was 14, 15, 16, 2014, 15, 16, I was kind of just going through the motions of just working, a minimum wage job and being in a relationship and just, developing as a young adult. So I was easily distracted by all those things where I wasn't really focusing on becoming a full-fledged queen. It wasn't until my brother passed away a couple of years ago where I got this push to, live my authentic truth and to not be ashamed to hide myself from the world. Because I don't think he did that ever. He was very, outgoing, and people loved him for those reasons. And I wanted to do the same thing, but my own way. So I decided to make it a goal to be a drag queen, and I was going to learn the craft and be taken seriously one day. And so I'm here today, just taking little steps. Yeah.
Beautiful. I want to know, albeit he was, a straight male. So it was a little bit easier for him to live his truths because there wasn't more to it that people would not accept. But he was so, I remember, being, I've known him for, my entire adult life. I had known him and I was like, I completely forgot, it's like, oh, it's just Tommy, right? But we have to stop really, and this is almost like a tangent at the very beginning, but this man, this brother of Issa, he was amazing. And just the way that he lived his life and the way that he really cared, I think, and really made it so that he showed you that he cared genuinely, and he wasn't like super lovey-dovey. He wasn't like, like,
right. He could have his
he wasn't,
moments,
no, but yeah, he wasn't so intentional about it, like he just really had a heart for other people, and there was no fake about him, and when it came to him passing, it was like I realized like how much of a blessing that he had been, in the times that I had spent with him. And so I was wondering, because you said, why did you, I know that it sometimes it takes a tragedy to bring us all together, but like, what was it about that made you say, okay, like it's time for me to do this?
I just really felt like, nothing is ever really guaranteed in this life. I learned that immediately. And, I could go about the rest of my days, weighing out what am I going to do with myself, how I'm going to live my truth. But unless I actually do it, I'm just going to be living in regrets, honestly. And life's too short to be feeling regretful all the time for the things that you didn't do when you could have. I think that's really what it was. It just kind of just shook me and like got me out of that haze I was in of just drifting around, and I
remember that.
Yeah, I still drift around. I like to call myself a drifter.
A nomad.
It just goes through emotions. But losing my brother is what really kind of got me out of that shell of just being comfortable in there. I'm striving for more these days, and I want more for myself versus wanting to be something for someone else that I'm not.
Yeah, wow, I mean, we're already heavy, right?
Yeah, it's getting heavy.
It's already heavy really quick.
Sorry about all the trauma.
With the way that it happened, it was so like completely out of the blue. It was a family reunion, right? And there was nothing that was like the worst time. And a lot of times in life, that's how it is, and you're not even expecting anything like that. And you want to think for the best for yourself. And you want to think, oh yeah, I could get out of that, so fast. And, not like so fast because obviously it's your brother, but like, I'm going to be even better. It's like from coming from like a 2020 perspective, in hindsight, it seems so like, it's like, oh yeah, well, of course this would have happened. But I want to talk about how it was in the moment, because I know I want to start getting more and more deep here on Mind Made Wrong, and I know that you went through a lot, obviously, and because he was so important to you, as someone who accepted you, as one of the first people who actually accepted you for who you were,
right?
As Tim, right? As Issa, he really went for that, So tell me about that.
Losing him was intense for sure. I was actually the one, who sent him out to
get the car.
Yeah, get the car. So everyone catches up. He got hit by a car outside our home. I was the one who sent him out there to go in and get the car, move it across the street from my aunt so she can come inside immediately. Usually I'm the one who does that. And I don't know what was with me in that moment, but I just told him, hey, you go out there. And what felt like, 5-10 minutes must have been like close to half an hour. I don't know how long he was really out there, but the moment we realized there's something going on outside, and the moment I realized he wasn't around immediately, I just got this gut feeling that there's just something really wrong. And it was so weird because, as you're feeling all these things happening, for me at least, it was very familiar. Like, it wasn't very shocking because I had always kind of imagined these things happening before. And it's almost like I've kind of seen it happen before, just in my own head. And
Really?
seeing it happen in real life, it was like, oh, I've already been here. It was really strange.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't until everybody else followed outside and started making the commotion and the noise where it started to feel scary and real. And I started to accept it. And yeah, it was just the strangest thing, to see him lying out there, taken away from us. I already felt like he was already gone when I saw him out there. Like, I wasn't looking at him anymore. I was just looking at a corpse. And but even when we got to the hospital and they announced him like 5 minutes after we got there, it was still heartbreaking, and really couldn't. I guess I was holding on to the last bit of hope that everything might be okay, and it wasn't. And I just never experienced anything like that before, and it kind of just took my depression to whole new levels of just darkness and just feeling very hopeless and very angry, and yeah, just very, very unpleasant. I don't like ever feeling that way.
No. I want to talk about how you got through that. I know it's been 2 years, 2.5 years at this point.
Yeah, we're going on 3 in January.
Yeah. So I want to talk about how we came out of that as people. How you came out of that, as it's I think this is episode 25 probably of Mind Made Wrong, and 25. Hey
nice
girls.
Number.
Yes. But we haven't really talked about so much in depth about grief and about how it really changes people, and I really want to know how we touched on it, like you introduced it, but I want to know
What the grief
where
is.
you went. I want to know you. I want to know where you went.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In mentally, what happened?
I just went into this place where literally everything around me just did not matter. Like, for just nothing mattered. Tommy was the only thing that mattered. Seeing him again was the only thing that mattered. Knowing that he's okay and he's alive and well somewhere else was the only thing that really mattered. And yeah, everything else just I didn't care for. And it almost to the point where I was kind of ready to go myself, like I could easily see myself just dying today and it'd be fine. Because like, what else is there to live for if we're all just gonna, be ripped from this world one day? I mean, it was just very strange. I felt just unmotivated to pursue anything that I really wanted for myself. I think I kind of talked to you about that a little bit. I thought about maybe going into the medical field, working as an EMT or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, just giving up this whole like glam life that I kind of wanted for myself all along, because I didn't think it was that important. Like, I should be maybe taking care of others, helping others in other ways. But I knew like in the long run that would probably make me more of a depressed person because I'm repressing things. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But in terms of the healing, I did go into therapy. I was in therapy prior to that, but it was a good thing that I was already in therapy. And that's just a good place to go and really just look yourself in the mirror and kind of understand what are the things that make you who you are. And you have to let go of things and people who kind of contribute to your depression. Not so much make you depressed, but they definitely play a role. And at that time, it was my relationship that wasn't probably the best place for me to be in. So it took, removing myself from that and doing the things that genuinely just make me happy, like putting on eyelashes and putting on lipstick. Generally makes me happy and feel better about myself. That's a great way to heal yourself from anything.
That's my quote. That's just put on lipstick, put on eyelashes. It's actually not false. You know what I'm saying?
As false as they are.
As false as they are. It's so true. It's like you can put on some things, just these little lashes, put on a little blush, put on a little lippy lip, and you are ready for the day. And anything, like you can do chores in such a better mood, And
in heels, for sure.
In heels, guys. Try it. Men, women, anyone in between, try it. You should do it. But isn't it funny? Because I hadn't thought about it this way. But when you were talking about, going into maybe medical stuff, and that wasn't your truth. No. You know what I'm saying? And Tommy was all about you. Like if you had done that, if it had nothing ever happened and you had been like, yeah, I'm just not feeling this drag thing because, you know, I'm scared, right?
Yeah.
I'm scared. And you would like, yeah, Tommy, I'm going to go into like medical shit. And he'd be like, fuck you, dude. Like, he'd be upset, you know,
Probably,
because
yeah.
he wouldn't, because he knew who you really wanted to be. And a big part of what I do or what I talk about on this podcast is really doing the uncomfortable things so that you can do the things that you really want to do. And so, which is, it's not uncomfortable to, you know, study something, you know, whatever, like anyone can go to school, right? Anyone can be like, oh yeah, it's uncomfortable to get on camera, to put on your makeup, get on camera and like perform an entire lip sync. You know what I'm saying? That's scary, especially if you haven't done that before.
Yeah.
You know,
but
it's so intimidating because like so many people have done it before, and like so many people are so good at it. You are so good at it. I mean, people need to come to more Steel Maggie shows as well. But when you actually do the thing that you said you were going to do, there's a magic that happens there. And so what I really want to get into is how did you go about, not just because of therapy, but after therapy, basically. Yeah. How did you go about that process of healing? And what would you tell someone who is going to do the same thing as you? God forbid, I would wish that on anyone, right? But what would you tell someone who is struggling in their lives and in their hearts, feels like their mind is made wrong? And you know, it doesn't have to be the situation, right? But if someone feels like they are just wrong, you know, and they're struggling, what was the point that was like, hey, Issa Diva, you know, it's like, what was the moment? I know you had therapy, and I know, like, but I want to hear about the churnings of your mind. I want to hear, you know, those little cogs going around about what was that moment, and how did you continue into that moment, you know, because it's not just the split second, right, guys? It's the continuation. Yeah. It's the persistence against the resistance. So that's kind of what I want to hear about. What would you tell them?
Well, that moment of me kind of just embracing myself really came from like I would stand in front of the mirror and just like pose my body in feminine and girlish ways, you know? And yeah, like I would model. And actually, you know, that was the thing that like kind of like clicked in my head. Like I could totally be a supermodel and it'd be fine. And I would slay the game.
Can't she though?
And like, I could do like campaigns and like things to their face and all that. And it was when I was starting to really believe those things, it's when I kind of cut off that message I was always told, that you are a boy. You should grow up to be a man and do, you know, man things, you know, marry a woman, have kids, provide for your kids, all that typical American stuff. And like, yeah. And my whole life, I was trying to believe those kinds of things for myself, and I always felt detached from it. Mm-hmm. And it caused a lot of anger and a lot of like resentment towards myself, towards others. But it was in that moment of, you know, seeing myself in the mirror and like seeing myself look pretty, that really did it for me. Like, you know, I am pretty. I'm pretty because I am these things, you know, and that's just my truth. And that's how I shine the most. And it was just very healing and very therapeutic to just embrace it and stop fighting it, really.
I'm pretty because I am.
Yeah, because that's how God made me. That's how he intended me to be.
I love it.
Sorry if it comes off a little vain.
No.
No. I really don't care if I'm
pretty because you are.
Yeah, I really don't care if I'm vain, because honestly, I spent a lot of my life growing up just hating myself feeling very ugly. Yeah. And like, yeah, you know that from the moment you met me, how I would refer to myself as a monster and just unlovable, unlikable, just someone who just belongs at the bottom of the trash barrel. That's how I legitimately, just saw myself. And I think if I had just taken more time to just say, you know, I'm a pretty girl, I have pretty hair, I have pretty eyes, I have pretty lips, and the older I got these beautiful hips. I think it just would have made life a little easier to just go with and embrace and focus on the things that I'm good at.
Brilliant.
What I would tell to someone who feels the same way is that, you know, first of all, it's not your fault that you feel this way. And you can do a ton of things to make yourself feel better. And it does take work. I would also tell them that it's not really ever going to go away. Your struggles, whatever it is that may be, it's probably going to follow you for the rest of your life. That's something that I kind of accepted for myself. But there are ways to help yourself if you want to. Or you can just totally embrace the darkness and live that way. Because there's a lot of people who do, and they're fine with it. Maybe they think they're fine with it, but it works for them. You know, they're functional, depressed people. And but I just knew I didn't want that for myself. I think I would have gone worse. You know, depression makes me gain weight. And I don't like that at all. So
depression makes you hungry.
Yeah, it would have made me, I just think it just would make me just a worse version of myself that I wanted to avoid so bad, but it was going to happen regardless because I was allowing those things to happen. I would tell these people to know what it is that makes them genuinely happy. It can be your favorite pop song or your favorite croissant at a cafe. It could be your favorite Starbucks drink. I don't drink Starbucks.
Cold brew.
That's okay. It could be anything that genuinely brings you joy. The way I found out about those things is because I would keep referring to the time I was in my relationship. There's a lot of things that I like that he didn't really like. And I started to take that on myself, you know, like, okay, well, I guess that's bad, or I guess it's really not that big of a deal, or there are other things that you can be into. And you're just ripping yourself apart, really, when you're refusing the things that make you who you are. So I think it's important for these people to know what it is that makes them truly happy and to keep up with those things.
What is, you and I have been through not like super similar situations, but similar situations where, actually, similar situations, not in the depth of what you went through, but with me, where it was like I really just kind of shed everything that was about me, and I was kind of a shadow of a person through a couple of actual relationships. And what is it? You know, because I'm sure there's listeners out there and viewers now that we're on YouTube, right? But what was it that made you? Was it a fear of being rejected, or was it just, what was it that made you say fuck you to everything that you loved? You know, was it the perceived love of this person? What was it?
It was a lot of things. That perceived love that I had for that person. I loved him very, very much with all my heart.
Of course you did.
Yes. Yeah. And it was also a fear of being not so much rejected, but being left, and being left to be alone because I couldn't fit the mold that they wanted. And you know, when you're the kind of person that I am, where you just really put all your eggs into that one basket, it's going to be really hard to try and let it go and to understand that there's something else for you. It's very hard to understand that
in the moment. Absolutely. Yeah.
And so, you know, instead of just, you know, letting life come by and make me a single person again, I decided, well, I'm going to do everything I can to stay in this relationship, to make it work, to make him proud of me, to make him just want me and only me and nobody else. But I needed him to want me like this. Oh, you saw the nail.
I did. No, I was looking at the camera because like I was like, I would have done anything.
So, keep his hand up.
We're the same. I would have done anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You would have let yourself completely give up drag. I would have completely let myself give up Still Maggie.
Yeah.
Like everything.
I was giving up going out on Friday nights when I like to go dance. I was giving up being social regularly just so we could stay home with him. It was even a long time where he didn't like my weed smoking, and that was like a constant issue. Like,
wasn't meth an issue?
Yeah, that's another conversation. But when you just feel like everything that you have to offer isn't enough, and you want that person to just love you so bad, like, you'll just give it up easily. Dick will do that to anyone.
Is it dick though? I don't know.
I really think it's dick.
I feel like it's manipulation in general. I've never been, in a relationship with a woman.
Neither have I. Well, I mean, not.
Excuse me.
Not all the way.
Excuse me. Okay, for people who are confused, we were a thing in senior year of high school, and we loved each other. It wasn't obviously meant to be, clearly. But
we never made a home run. Let's just say that. I never made a home run with you. Yeah. So I don't really know what it's like to be manipulated by pussy. I just know what it means to be manipulated by dick. And I'm always,
it's more common.
Yeah, I think it's very common amongst the human race to be manipulated by dick versus pussy. Dick just makes you stupid. It does.
So you would tell yourself back then, it's like, honestly, like, dick is not, you know, but not just dick, but like anything, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you thought that being alone was so scary, but hey, look at you now.
I actually like it.
You
a lot
like
more.
it. Single girls.
That was a huge lesson to
Single
learn,
ladies.
to embrace single life. Because when you're single and there's nobody over you telling you what you got to do, where you got to be, you're that much less depressed and less anxious about your life and what you're doing with yourself. You know, you're just doing the things that you want to do. That's what makes people happy. I think that's the lesson here today, you guys. Do what you want to do, because you're going to be a lot more happier if you're doing versus doing something that other people are telling you to do.
Or what society expects you to do.
Right. And I know we all have, like, you know, our obligations and our responsibilities. Those are very important. But to take the time to just make yourself smile is very helpful in having a healthy brain.
And you can smile with a beautiful pair of Ardell lashes, magnetic strips. What are your brand?
I can't remember the brand, but it's in a little pink box. And
Kiss?
Yeah, it's not Kiss, actually. No, and I miss wearing Kiss.
I love Kiss.
They're amazing lashes.
Yeah.
I was going to go to the store before I came here, but I ran out of time. I found these in the closet.
Absolutely. Oh, I love that you can be like, I just pulled out these lashes in the closet. Anything that I pull out is like deformed and like completely like glued out.
Nasty, right? Yeah,
I just want to take this time to advertise like Ardell magnetic lashes. These are the accents in 01 though, so they're not like super dramatic, but they have an effect. I can teach voice and piano to children and they won't notice, but you can notice. You advertise your lashes, Issa.
I know, I need to keep more track of my brand so I can
brand name recognition.
Get the endorsements, get the coin. Trust me, this is all experience for me.
It is.
Give me like a good year. I'll probably be like the next YouTube queen.
I'll bet money. No. I mean, include me.
I will, no, of course, yeah.
Put my
this
music.
is all the baby stages, everybody.
Baby stages.
Baby stages.
Little
baby
baby.
queen.
Little babies. Okay, so what I want to ask, so we're gonna put it out towards y'all. Okay, from your perspective, what do you see as the biggest pain point for mental health in 2019 when it comes to entertainment and LGBTQ+ right now? And in what ways do you think that drag and you are able to shine a light on those issues?
I think the biggest pain point would be a lack of support from your inner circle, whether that's your family or your friends. If you don't have that support, you know, you're going to go out seeking it in other places. And that's still very much the case today. You know, there's a lot of youth who get kicked out of their homes still because they're identified as LGBTQIA+. They resort to prostitution on the street. They resort to a life of drug use, engaging in harmful sexual activity, and it just ruins you. You know, if you had that support, that where people were just telling you, you know, you are okay, you are great and amazing just by being who you are, you know, you could probably focus on school a little easier, or focus on that music you want to pursue a little more, work on your dancing a little better, and just shine brighter for the world to see. But when that inner where that base of support should be, when it's not there, it's making just for a really hard life, I think. And I think drag is very powerful because it's controversial and it's political. Don't ask me how political, because I really don't know. I'm just quoting Drag Race right now. But it is very controversial because, you know, it's a man with a dick getting up and he's wearing fishnets and heels and he's making the crowd gag, you know? It's just very easy to be a drag queen and to spark conversation. And I think if more queens were to step up and spark conversation about mental health and supporting, you know, each other from within the community, because there is still a lot of discrimination between ourselves towards each other.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, there really is.
Yeah.
You know, drag queens can be those leaders that inspire others to want to be the same thing. And, you know, it's nice to get up there and be sparkly and be beautiful and get the coin, but we should also use our platform to help others. Yeah,
drag is very normalized at this point. I think, you know, we're in 2019, but it's not politicized as much as it used to be, and I really feel like it should be, because it was such a political thing, right? If anyone has seen Paris is Burning,
Oh, yes.
you really should see Paris is Burning, because the issues that were going on when these people had nothing. They were paying their bills with their drag and not even paying their bills. Like, these people were dying, of AIDS, in the 80s, and they were being abused, and they had a lot of stuff going on. There was drugs, there was a lot of things going on that, like, people don't even stop to think about now. We got these Instagram queens, no shade to y'all, which love y'all, but let's be a little bit more vocal about
real issues,
because, obviously in the current administration, when people come and watch this, like, next year, and this president is not going to be in office, or the year after that, actually, but in history, we're going to see that this was a time that was problematic, and that people really should speak out on, that the maximum amount of people should be actively working against, so vocal against, we need to see more of that, I think. And I want to hear what you want to do and what you would like to see more of in terms of political, it shouldn't even be political, right? But that's where we are, but in terms of, it will not be America soon, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's up to us, right? We need to make this stand. So what would you like to see in terms of what people are doing in drag, what people are saying in drag?
I want to see, honestly, I just want to see a bigger message of kindness and love to be spread around. And, like, I know it's what a lot of people kind of just, like, throw out there. Oh yes, love all, be kind to all. But do we actually really show it in our actions? Do we express it in our words that we use to one another? I want to see more of that. And hopefully I want my drag to inspire that message, because this world could thrive so much better on just pure kindness and love for one another. I think it really can. I think I'm really good at just naturally being kind and nice to people, and I like when others are nice to me. It makes me feel more at ease and better about myself. And there's not enough of that these days. Everyone is. I honestly feel like everyone is just scared of one another, and we're all just not really brave enough just to speak up about it and be honest about it. Like, yeah, you make me nervous when you look at me. We'd rather be a bitch and just give side eye or comment something mean instead. But if we were just vocalize our insecurities a little bit more, we could create more of a safer space to encourage one another. You don't have to feel that way, because I see this in you, and you should do that more because it makes you shine. I want to see more of that in my community.
You want to radicalize your kindness.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like people want to, but it's just like, oh, that's too much. I feel like the most important message of your episode, Issa, is that be extra. Be extra. Don't be afraid of the extra. Be extra kind. Be extra radical. Be extra loving. Be extra you. Because extra femme. Femme. Shout out to pop star Femme, because she's wonderful. Love y'all. But be extra femme, because when literally cycling back to Tommy, you don't have another chance to be extra anything else. Right. There is nothing else. So if you are not to be, I don't want to say, because like when I'm having a manic episode, I get scared, because I am bipolar, and I get scared, and it kind of compounds upon each other when I feel like I'm really aware of what's happening. I can't really control it, chemically. So I feel like I'm being so extra, and I can't really help it. But and this is an extreme example. I'm not saying go, super embrace, like don't justify your actions if they're not justifiable. But don't be afraid to be the maximum of who you are in the moment. If it is not harming anyone else, and if you are completely in living your best spirit, I think that's the best thing that I can tell you right now. And obviously that what we're seeing, because y'all are obviously watching this goddess Issa, you're seeing her at her best, and she's only going to get better, right? Yes. She's not holding back, because honestly, she's my best friend. We've been best friends since high school. I mean, we said that. I mean, we were best friends like after we like started. We were like had that weird dating thing. but she could have said, you know, hey, I'm coming down with something. But no, she had to share her truth, right?
Yes.
You had to do that.
Yes.
Because there is no other time, you know, than is now. Like, you could get someone, you know, more popular than moi. I mean, not for long, more not for long, right? But you could have gotten you could have been like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wait around for like a better interview. But you were like, no, this is my gal. We're gonna do this right now, right? So I think that's the most important part of drag, is that it not only excuses you to be extra, but it justifies everyone to be extra.
Yes.
You know, and saying that extra shouldn't even be extra. What is extra? Just be you.
Right.
You know, just be on at all times. You want to be on, then be on. You want to be off, be off. Let everyone else shut the fuck up. You know, I don't know. I felt angry at that moment, because I was like,
yes.
I'm just gonna.
You're getting passionate here.
No, it's so real, you know, in the moment for us, because we are speaking on this at this moment. But, you know, in our own lives, we struggle with it. It's like, oh, like, I need to tone down. Yeah. Right? I need to this, I need to that, I need to this. Because people are going to be like, oh,
that's too much for
unfollow. And I'm like, okay, bye, sweetheart. What I've been really studying, actually, is the more you really express your absolute true north, you know, your absolute true self, is the more people will actually latch on to you. The less filtered that you are, the more that you will actually see people identifying that, because that's what people want to be. That's what you want to be. That's what I want to be. That's who you want to be. We see people who are completely unfiltered, and it's like, oh my God, I wish I could be like them. You can.
It's not really hard.
You can. It's not the easiest thing in the world, right? But
it's definitely rewarding.
It's rewarding. Yeah. And the more I do it, the more it becomes a habit. So actually, like, extraness is a habit. This is so good right now. Extraness is a habit, and make it yours. Okay, so we're going to start to wrap up a little bit, not too much, but I want to know, I'm starting to think in terms of vision and legacy lately, and I want to know what your vision is for your future, and for the future of drag, and for the future of Mind Made Wrongers, Mind Made Wrong people. Please tell me what you want to be called, because I'm not quite sold on Mind Made Wrongers yet, right? Magnolias.
I like Magnolias.
That's more Steel Maggie. I mean, you should already be listening to my music, but if you're not, let me know.
I'll send you the
link. Links in the description box. All right. Answers.
For my future, I see a lot more drag, a lot more makeup, glam, being uncomfortable all the time in my shoes.
Yes. No, that's all it is.
It is very painful, especially if you want to get into corseting. It's a bit more pain right there. I plan to have a snatched tuck for sure. I'm not tucked right now, just so you guys know. And I have hair on my feet, too.
She's out. I mean, all of us kind of do. I mean, some of it's peach fuzz, but like,
I was black.
No, I was literally just looking at yours, and I'm like, it looks good with the black.
You think so?
It does. It just looks like, you know, it looks natural. And I feel like everyone needs to start thinking in that. Like, it is literally natural. like, let's fuck all of like this, like, who wears short shorts, right? Because it's like, we all wear short shorts.
And we're all hairy.
And we're all hairy. Exactly. Sometimes I don't feel like nairing or shaving my legs. I'm sorry, Beat. I'm sorry, Nair. I'm sorry, whatever other Gillette, you know, like, I'm sorry. I'm not, because it's like, who I feel like men, you know, you know, obviously everyone likes to run their hand up a nice smooth leg, but when I, a woman, whatever preferences I have aside, you know, am touching a male, you know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all have got really, I mean, a stereotypical, y'all have got really hairy legs, and it feels nice, okay? Like, I need you to stop and think about that. It feels nice. It feels warm, and it feels good, you know? It's like, oh, that's you know? And why do we have to feel, you know, like a silky smooth, for lack of a better word, child? You know, it's kind of creepy that way, you know? It's like, I mean, I went on a tangent about my friend Issa's, you know, smattering of hair, but it looks natural, and we need to start being a natural community. You know what I'm saying? Like, also earth sensitive, like, who knows how many razors are in the ocean, you know, or in landfills right now. And it's like, if we just like were like super like confident with these like legs of ours, as I'm talking to you right now with shaved legs, like, let's be honest. I am talking to you right now with shaved legs, but I want to start, I don't know, I really want to start advocating that, you know, and working on that in myself, because it's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
It should be up to everyone's preference.
It should be up to everyone's preference. And I feel like, you know, if someone were to, you know, like, you know, to see my legs right now, you know, it's like, you know what? Like, I haven't, to be honest, guys, I haven't shaved like the top, you know, of my knee. I haven't gone above my knee. You know, to me, it looks just fine. You know, I have shaved above that before, and we're going really TMI right here, but I want to be real. Like, I have shaved above that before, but it doesn't make a difference in what my leg looks like, you know, and it doesn't make a difference in what I perceived my leg to look like. It doesn't make a difference in the value of my leg. My leg is a leg, you know, it's just a leg. We went so off right now, but I feel like it's very important.
Very in the moment.
It is very important. People get very intense and pretty misogynistic about leg hair, when it's not a male, female, non-binary, or anything in between. It's none of that. It is a literally human characteristic that allows us to be, what's it called? Like, not warmer. Yeah, in the winter months. It's October, guys. Come on. Continue. Legacy, vision, yes, girl.
Legacy. I want to be a RuPaul's Drag Race girl.
Yes, you will be.
Yeah, I keep telling everyone, you know, catch me on season 15.
It's October 7th, 2019 right now. This is your official declaration. This is like when like they have like the presidential candidates. Yes. This is your announcement. Like, yes. This is your like running.
I'm running for next Drag Race Superstar on RuPaul's Drag Race season 15. If not then, shortly after. I see myself inspiring other people just to be kinder and nicer, not only to others, but first of all to themselves.
Right.
Because I was never good at that my whole life. I was never kind to myself. And I'm trying to be more kinder these days to myself, because if I'm not good to myself, I won't be good to any other people.
What does RuPaul say?
He likes to say, if you don't love yourself, how can you love someone else?
Yes. If you ain't gonna love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen? I'm sorry. I feel like I completely like appropriated. Like, that's literally the way he said it. It
is how he said it. Yeah.
No,
very spot on.
He's got this drawl, southern drawl.
Yes, it's very magnetic and addicting.
Yes, I love. Oh my goodness. Keep going.
I see owning my own brand. And yeah, just, you know, I see myself making money, honestly.
No. Declare.
Yeah.
There is no shame in money. Money is paper.
I see
Money is
myself.
coin.
Yeah. I'm most importantly, I want to inspire the kind of people who just can't believe in themselves. That was always me, and I still struggle to believe in myself. Putting on my face today, I was struggling to believe in it, and I want to inspire those people to stop with that message and just know that they are capable of doing it. Know that they have beautiful features about themselves that should be shared with others and shouldn't be hidden because they don't see it themselves. I want to inspire a lot more of that through my drag, through my art, through my brand, my name.
Issa what? Issa
Diva.
Issa Diva. Wait, I'm gonna clip that. It's gonna be a thing. I need you to put that on your YouTube videos. Like Issa what? Whatever we just did, I'm gonna find it, and it's gonna be it's gonna be in the front of all your lip syncs. No, it's good. See, this is why this happens. There's always reasons. I want to know one last thing from you.
Yes.
It is October 2019, and I started this podcast in May 2019, which is actually in the long run, it's super short time. But I keep asking this question of all my interviewees.
Yes.
And I want to know, how do you plan to continue? Actually, I'm sorry. Blah. How have you created beautiful things in 2019, and how do you continue to create them into 2020?
I have created my drag Insta page.
Yay!
Which is very big for me because it's my platform to be who I am.
Instagram.
Yeah. Once I made that page, that's what made it real for me. Okay, I gotta do this.
I'm an actual queen.
Yeah. And I have a reputation now to uphold. I collaborated with you and debuted myself as an official performer in drag back in April 2019.
It's a good show. It was a really good show, honestly.
It was
no one knows
dreams
it.
come true for me because if that show didn't happen, I probably still wouldn't have performed up to this day. Honestly, that's me being real with my tea. I probably wouldn't have performed if that time didn't happen. So yeah, it's been that, and I got these nails at Claire's with marks in my hands, and I want to get more manicures, create prettier hands.
Let's go get them. I need to get. Okay, I'm hella broke right now, but let's go get paid and get acrylics, because I have, everyone knows this about me who knows this. I get acrylics and then they fuck up my nails, and then I get then I have to let them grow out. Because I'm I want my nails to not be brittle and broken, and then I get it's just this vicious cycle. But I've had plain nails for at least 3 months now, so it's time. Yeah. Okay, so nails, absolutely. What do you going to continue to create in 2019 and 2020? Because I know that we've got a show coming up.
Yes.
We've got first show at 3:40.
Yes, so on November 1st, Friday night at 9 p.m. I will be at 340 Nightclub in Pomona, California. It was the first club I ever started going to when I started getting out and experiencing gay nightlife and drag culture in person besides the show. So it's really special that I get to do it there. I feel it's come full circle. I even worked there once randomly for one night as some kind of host. I can't even really remember. I was trying to get people's emails, and I felt very awkward and ugly doing it.
Oh, their email list, yeah.
So I feel it's just come full circle to just go back there and be a queen and be the girls I was seeing back at the time. And I just plan on doing more of that, performing more regularly, creating more online content, makeup tutorials, creating a solid YouTube page, and just really connecting with other people who are like-minded and see the same things that I see.
Well, darling, you're going to have that YouTube page up because this interview is going on YouTube, and I need to tag you, right? Okay, not tag you, but I need to reference your channel. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be up. It's up by the time that you have gotten to this point, my dear Mind Made Wrong, beautiful creators. Actually, that's what it is. How did I forget? You all are called beautiful creators, okay? And I need you to embrace that. Beautiful creators. That's your name. I don't care. That's you. You will be able to subscribe. Spaghetti subscribe. You will be able to subscribe to darling Issa Diva, my best friend and my best collaborator, I don't know, whatever the fuck you are, like,
I'm
you know.
definitely a creative consultant. No, I'm still in this journey of figuring out where do I belong on the gender spectrum.
Right.
I've always identified as a boy my whole life. That's what I was told to be. That's what I looked like. So it was supposed to fit, but it just never felt fitting. I've always been envious of girls and jealous of girls because of their pretty hair, their clothes, the accessories they get to have, the boys they get to have on their arms. Like, I always saw that for myself in my head.
Straight boys.
I think right now with this whole drag exploring thing, I'm going as non-binary in between.
Right.
I don't get offended if you call me he. I don't get offended if you call me she. I get more excited these days if you call me she. Yeah. Just 'cause I think it's because it's new. But yeah, you call me whatever you want in between. I think when I'm dressed up, it's appropriate to say she because that's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Her. Yeah. And if I'm a boy, you can call me he. But even then, I'll probably still
love she. Yeah.
She.
Yeah, no, I've been working on that.
But nothing offends me. The only thing that's offensive to me is if you say that what I'm doing right now is wrong. That's how I get offended.
So my friends, my beautiful creators, you've been slayed. I feel like this is just, it's such a powerful interview. I can't put my finger on what's so powerful about it. Maybe it's because it's Issa, and Issa is a goddess. But she is going to tell you, in case you missed it in the beginning, where you can find her. But honestly, like, her magnetism is going to attract you nonetheless. She's going to make it easy, right?
Very easy.
Very easy.
Very easy. It's just one tag you have to really think of. It's Issa Diva Queen at, what, louder?
Yes.
Sorry.
Louder!
Okay, start again.
No, keep going.
You can find me on Instagram at Issa Diva Queen, ISSADIVAQUEEN. Issa Diva Queen on Instagram. You can also email me at Gmail using at Issa Diva Queen. That's basically it. I don't have a lot of other tags. Or handles. I don't even know how to say it right.
What I want you to do is to email Issa. I want you to follow her. I want you to subscribe to her on YouTube because she will be Issa Diva Queen.
Somewhere on YouTube.
Yeah.
Unless it's taken, then I'll be Issa
No, you're gonna sue. You're gonna subscribe to her, you're gonna follow her, and you're gonna send her an email telling her what you got from this motherfucking interview and how you're gonna live your life.
Tell me, I wonder.
Yes, I know she does. I know. I was just looking at her for support, and don't feel intimidated. We are here. We're not going to hit you back like assholes. I want to respond to you. Let me know. Talk to us. Tag us, actually. Tag us at Steal Maggie HQ, at Issa Diva Queen on Instagram. Tag us in your stories. Screenshot the podcast if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Deezer, wherever you're listening on your phone or a laptop, and tell us what you thought. I want to hear from you. All right. Well, my friends, this has been an absolutely amazing, crazy Mind Made Wrong interview. I expect full participation and also full attendance next week in class for episode number 26. But until then, my beautiful creators, let's go create beautiful things. Bye-bye.
Bye.